Hi everyone, this lesson goes over 4 different fraction division questions. So the first one we want to go over is how to divide a fraction by a fraction. The example given says how many 2/4 can go into 7/8. Now it is hard to imagine how 2/4 can go into 7/8 when they don't have the same denominator. So the first advice I want to give you is to turn them both into the same denominator. As you see, the denominators are the 8 and the 4. So the common denominator can be an 8. That means I can rewrite 7/8. And 2/4 will be 4/8 because you can multiply both by 2 in the numerator and denominator. And now the question becomes, how many times can 4/8 go into 7/8? So let's first draw a picture of this example. We have 7/8 in this example, and you want to see how many 4/8 are in there. Given that they're the same denominator, you can actually ignore it and just look at how many 4 can go into 7. So this makes 4 right here, which is one whole set. And this is only 3 in here, which does not make a whole set. So this becomes 3/4. The answer to this question will be 1 whole and 3/4. Now, how can you do the same exact thing mathematically? This question, when you turn into a math equation, is just 7/8 divided by 4/8. And some people might have learned this in elementary, where you can actually divide the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator, which is a good starting point in understanding fraction division. So 7 divided by 4 using long division gives you 1 whole and a remainder of 3 right here, which you can turn this into 3 out of 4 as a fraction. So 7 divided by 4 in the numerator gives us 1 whole and 3/4. And 8 divided by 8 gives us 1 whole. And as you should remember, whenever you're dividing any number by 1 whole, you will get itself back because dividing by 1 will not change the answer. That means our answer is just basically 1 whole and 3/4, which is what we got earlier as well. So the most important thing in this slide is to turn the fraction into a common denominator before you do a picture. In this slide, we will go over how to divide a whole number by a fraction, and it's very important that we can visualize this with a picture. So in this example, we are asked to see how many 2/3 can go into 9 whole. So let's visualize this with a number line. The first thing you should do is to draw a number line that has 0 to 9 on your paper. Since you want to see how many 2/3, which is less than 1 whole, that goes into 9 whole, as we have seen from the previous example, it's best if we turn this into a common denominator. And given that there's only one denominator right here, we want to turn both into a denominator of 3. And 9 whole is basically 9 over 1. So to turn this into a denominator of 3, you have to multiply by 3 to get 27. And 2/3 will stay as 2/3. That means we need to cut the 9 whole into 27 pieces. And now you want to circle out how many 2/3. So again, ignoring the denominator, you want to see how many 2 pieces can go into this 27 piece number line. So let's alternate the color shading. So on this picture, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shaded pieces, with 1 left over right here, which is a half. That means 2/3 can go into 9 13.5 times because there's not enough at the end right here to make 1 whole. Now let's revisit this question mathematically. To see how many 2/3 can go into 9, you're basically asked to find out how much is 9 divided by 2/3. And using the picture, the first thing you can do is to turn the fractions into a common denominator, which we did earlier. 27 over 3 divided by 2 over 3. And you can divide the numerator by the numerator, which 27 divided by 2 gives you 13 and 1/2. So 13.5 for the numerator, and 3 divided by 3 is 1 whole. And again, anything divided by whole will just be itself. So the answer is 13.5 as our final answer.